How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem and welcome back. This is, believe it or not, already part 17 of my full platinum walkthrough for Hollow Knight's Silksong. Today's chapter, we are going to be accessing a new area as well as unleashing the very first villain of Pharloom, and then we're going to fulfill a very shady wish in the underground swamps, and then I guess go run a marathon, and afterwards we'll meet Gordon Ramsay of Pharloom. So a lot of random stuff today. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get going with today's foreshadowing quote, which is, "Running might suck, but the faster you run, the sooner you get done." Today, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, you will get your steps in. This might be the most running around we've done in the entire game. And you'll see what I mean. So anyways, we left off here in the first shrine. I would say, not right away, but you're going to want probably around 200 beads to start the chapter. I'm probably going to end up using my items here, because I only have 50. But if you want to be on track, it's a little less than 200 you'll need. So if you want to prepare for the purchases we will be making before we actually get, enemies to drop them, get about 200 before you start this chapter. So anyways, we have the shop here. I just want to showcase, I still haven't bought any of these things. So if you are missing, if you still have extras of whatever and you haven't been following along, I would buy, everything but these 3 items if you want to be caught up on the shops. All right, and I'll show the other ones when we get there later. But that's where we left off, was with that shop. I think I bought the craft metal there. So now we're gonna go get a flea. So we're gonna drop down. It's very counterintuitive because the flea's actually up above, but we're gonna go way below. So drop down. Actually, I'm gonna get some beads off this guy real quick. All right, now drop all the way down. Feel free to farm those enemies and, just to keep chipping away at the hunter journal. So up and around, and then this is the correct place you want to go. So after we get done with this, I'll throw on the compass so you guys can keep up with where I'm going. We've already been here before. Just jump across, and then jump up here. Or, sorry, hold on. That's a glass window. Jump over here, and remember this secret room that I showed you a while back? Well, now we have broken this room, and now it's time to actually do it, the room. In case you never got them, there are... up here you can get whatchamacallit, beads and stuff. I mean, you should have gotten it when we did it, but just in case you weren't watching that chapter of the walkthrough, that is the room that we did. So now it's time to do the rest of the room, which is more important now that we have our cling grip. So pull the lever, which is going to open up the path of pain. You thought I was lying. You thought I was lying, huh? You see these saw blades. Oh my goodness. Oh, that works. Alright, now we did it. That was it. That was the path of pain of Silksong, guys. I hope you guys understand how important that is. You guys did it. You can claim that you did it. Alright, so anyways, I do want to point out, do not drop down right here. If you go down, that's going to take you to bile water, and it's a long fall. Do not fall down. If you end up missing the wall here, just reset at the bench and get back here, because it's not worth going all the way to bile water. I promise you. You don't want to go there right now. That's a late game area. I promise. By the time we go there, we will be more than set up for that area. So just do not fall down that spot. I'm not saying I might have done that. Anyways, hit the lever here. And we're going down. So I just like to jump and then float. And then I just kind of weave through the gears. Boom. We're going to turn that air vent on. And I'm sure you guessed it. Stand right here. And we did it. We did the path of pain. So exciting. Exciting stuff. Say that to any Hollow Knight player. It's not it. It's not it. To be fair, it is the first area that's had gears. Like, in that way. Or I guess buzzsaws is what I really mean. don't go to the left just yet. We're going to go over here. Hit the wall. Hit the ring. We're going to hit that ring. And then we're going to hit this wall. We're going to climb the wall. Then we're going to keep climbing the wall. Then we're going to hit that wall. And then we're going to hit this ring. And then we're going to jump up here. Okay, I don't have enough silk for that enemy. I don't know if I need them for the journal. I don't know if I finish farming them. But anyways, there is a flea right here. I'm not going to worry about that enemy. If you want to kill him, you can. I think I've already done it, and if not, I'll do it in a different area or something. So now we're just going to float down nice and peacefully. Try to land like where we started. Yeah. Don't land on the spikes. That would suck. Alright, so kill those guys, and then we're going to pick up a cylinder. Psalm cylinder, which I think that's our 4th one if I remember right. So we're getting close. I think we have like 3 more if I had to guess. Something like that. Anyways, while we're here, we might as well just turn it in. We'll see how many we have here. I think it's the 4th one. Yeah, so we have, this is the 4th one. So we have 3 more after this. These are tied to the mementos in Act 3. There's like, you can collect these like heart badges type thing, and they're given to you for like doing secret achievements, and it's also part of the secret endings and things like that. So these cylinders are part of that, if you're wondering like what the hell these things are. I don't want to like go into too much detail. You know, just spoilers and whatnot. Alright, now we're going back to the first shrine. Go ahead and rest here. Did I not hit the lever? Yeah, let me pause it. I'm gonna go check that real quick. No, we did. Sorry. I was like blanking if I had hit that lever or not. Alright. So now we are going to head over to the memoriam area from the previous chapter. This is where you're gonna want to have at least 200 beads, so we've got plenty. We got enough from doing that. Plus there's these guys on the way. We're getting to that part of the game where you definitely want to just start power leveling your beads. Because anything you get, like we're putting towards the, obviously the exploring, but we're almost done with exploring. And it's going to be time for the shops. So I'm sure you've noticed a lot of the items in shops are like $800 or whatever. So, you know, the more you can kill just while you're running through the world, the better. Because, you know, it's going to come down to like, if you don't have it, you're going to have to sit here and farm beads. But, you know, that's probably what I'll do. I'll buy whatever I can along the way. But, basically, at the end, I'm going to do, like, some of the best bead farming zones. Because there's a couple areas in this game that allow you to get beads quicker. So I'll go to there and just farm up what we need, basically, and then we'll buy everything. But definitely you can help your cause in the amount of time. If you're still trying to make the 30-hour thing, definitely, whatchamacallit, like, just be killing bead enemies as much as you can. Like, I wouldn't run by everybody just because. Anyways, we're back to putrefied ducts. This is where we went in that cave. If that door is not open, you just haven't broken the wall right here. So jump up and break the wall. Oh, whoops, I was reading my notes, not the, that's what I get for not paying attention. Anyways, this area is going to piss you off. I want you to be, like, mentally prepared for it. And you see that enemy right below us, that fly? By the end of this area, even though it's a very small zone, by the end of this area, you are going to want to open up a lawsuit for harassment. You might sue them at some point in 3 different ways. You're going to hate these flies, and if you don't, then I think maybe you're just crazy. Anyways, we need to farm all of these enemies. So I'll unlock. So these guys, we need 20 of these. So you're going to get enough. But if not, whenever we're done with this area, you'll farm the last couple enemies. So what you're going to want to do is jump and then dash and get to this platform. Now there's this enemy here. There we go. Now we don't need too many of those. We only need 6 of those. Oh my god, just let me hit you, dude. Like, thank you. Oh, great. This is our last enemy. Alright, so now, just the whole point of what I was trying to do is show you that we have the flies. We have what I'm going to call the alien plants, because they remind me of the alien and how it sits in the vents and, like, lures you up. And then we have the duct suckers. Didn't realize that was their name. Alright, I can do this. I'm not immature. Alright, so big time sucking, you know? Anyways, we gotta kill these 3 enemies and farm them. I'm probably gonna die here, but we'll believe in ourselves a little bit. Alright, well, let's try that again, huh? Okay, so pretty much back where I was. There's my soul. There we go. And then there's shards below. I'm trying to figure out. No, I guess they're further. Oh yeah, if you get grabbed by the vines, you just have to break free. That's actually a mechanic in this area. There's our shards. Okay, I was just one more. Alright, we did it. So yeah, whenever they ooze liquid, that means they're dead for now. Oh, almost. And there is beads right here, a rosary bead. So make sure you grab that. Actually, I like those alien plants because it's a cool mechanic to make that a way to access new areas, in my opinion. I think that's just really cool. Alright, so we're going to drop over here and buy the bench and the bellway. If you can't get the bellway, I would at least prioritize the bench. But you should be able to get both, just because we've farmed enough beads at this point to get here. But very minimum, at least get the bench, because you'll be able to come back and get the bellway by the end of the chapter or something. And I'll go ahead and equip the compass for you guys. I'll put it in place of there. So, you don't, I wouldn't do it yourself. Like, what I had was fine. Or whatever you feel like is good. At this point, I'm sure you probably start having, like, a preference in terms of, like, what you guys like. So definitely don't feel like you have to copy. If something is going to help out in the, like, the boss or something, I'll definitely recommend it. But otherwise, don't feel like you have to have what I have. But I'm just trying to make it as easy as I can. Okay, so now we are going to go all the way down into the left. Oh yeah, you can get these enemies eaten by the plants here. What am I doing on enemies here? I should be getting close. So we just need a couple of the big guys, a couple of the little plants, and then a lot of those. Alright, so we're dropping all the way to the bottom left here. And then what you're going to want to do is not get eaten by that guy, but get eaten by this guy. And then break free before you... There we go. And then we're going to get the map here. It's free. There we go. So now we have putrefied ducts. And then we're going to drop back down. So keep dropping down all the way. And now we're going to go left instead of right. So we're going to go to the top left corner of this room. But you can get grabbed and come up here for some extra shards. Should be getting close to done with those enemies on the journal. And now this is probably the most important, well, second most important thing in this area. This is the key of apostate, which we are going to use to open up the slab. If you remember, we have those two rooms left in the slab. One of them is for a mask shard and the other one is for a secret boss. So definitely get those. And then over here is some more shards. Not that it really matters. Alright, so now into this hut. There is a bench here, so definitely rest there. And this is the Huntress, who is going to give us a very interesting quest where we have to harvest organs out of enemies with different tools. So definitely accept the Brood Feast wish.
Yanara. Husband?
This guy's a big old weirdo. Yeah, definitely exhaust the dialogue. Alright. So now what we're going to do is see how on the right there it has the increments of amounts of what we need to harvest. We have the seared, the shredded, and the skewered organs. So we're going to start with the shredded organs because you need 35 of those. So what you have to do, if you've already collected the tools required to get this, then it won't tell you what to do. If you haven't collected any of the tools, it would then tell you what tools are needed. So we've already collected all three, if you've been following along. So the first, we have the long pen, we have the flint slate, and then we have, where is it? The Delver's drill. So we're going to throw on the Delver's drill, and that will, we just need to kill with that, and then that'll drop the 35 organs. So make sure you have that equipped. And now is when you're going to start to, like, hate your life. Anyways, come out this way. This is going to loop back right where we were, remember? And I'm going to tell you when I'm farming enemies and stuff, but for the most part, just try to do what we're doing in the main area, and then I'll be like, okay, now stay and farm these enemies and stuff. But don't worry about like prioritizing the drill kills. Just get whatever you can, and then when we get to the slab after this, that'll be a good spot to actually farm up the rest of the enemies. But as far as this area, if you can manage to get drill kills, then great. So now we're going to head all the way to the right. And the main thing you want to be doing in this area is just farming the actual enemies. So there, I got the drill kill, and as you can see, it drops a shredded organ if I kill it with the tool. Now, luckily, this one, since it's a drill and it's a big enemy, it drops multiple organs. So as you can see, we have 3 of 35. So it doesn't take as long as you might think it does, but it's still, you know, a decent amount of time. So there's actually not much in this room, so you don't have to loot it. Wow, those guys are so annoying. I actually hate them. There we go. Some more hearts. Or organs, excuse me. There we go. So yeah, we're just making our way to the right here. And when you get to the double panel, you know you're getting close. So just drop down. And then... Anyways, okay, so now we've killed that guy. We're done with them for a minute. But, actually, let me get this guy real quick. I think this will be the last one I need. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm done with that. We still have 12 more of those guys, and then 1 more of the big guys. So as you can see, it doesn't take, like, a crazy amount of time to farm these. But it's not a very big area. But there's a breakable wall right here. Just make your way left. And on those enemies, if you don't dash through like this, then they'll grab you. But if you use your claw line, they don't actually they can't actually grab you. You're too quick. All right, so come over to the left here first, and we're gonna grab these beets, and then definitely stand on the left side here so nothing goes in the water there. There we go. And then we're going to break this wall. And that goes back out to, like, the bench path. So, that's cool. Let's see. Okay, so now we're going to head up. And we're going to save a flea. So get grabbed by this guy. And then you'll have to just float and then get grabbed by this guy. Oh, I couldn't make it. You got to kind of time it where you're about to get eaten. Oh my god. I thought it was five hits, not 4. Alright, yeah, it's definitely 4 hits. Alright, now I know. Get eaten again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get eaten again. And then get eaten one more time. There we go. Let's go to the left here. And there is a special kind of flea.
Nesvier.
Vog.
Benefrag.
Vog the flea.
Cadestre.
So you're going to convince Vog to go back to the caravan. Don't be so upset, Vog.
Fadastama.
And then stand on this ceiling. And guess what? We're back. We're back at the bench. Exciting, exciting stuff. But we're not done with that little secret room. So go back into the wall that we opened up. This is the room with the beads, if you remember. And now instead of getting captured, we're going to go to the right. And this is the most important item besides that key that we picked up. This is it. You know why? Because this is going to make biowater a lot easier. This is going to make you immune to these maggots below us, like that water. So the whole gimmick of biowater is that everything has those maggots. But when we equip the Wreath of Purity, then we're a pure little hunter. Nothing can harm us. We're just a little innocent, pure hunter, okay? All right, so now, let's see. All right, now we're going to go back to the right. All right, that's not fair. You can't, like, hit me with two different... Oh, I didn't get my healing. All right, go to the right here. And this is actually an interesting area. This is the final destination of the flea caravan. But in order to get everything that they offer and to get the endings done and all, we need to first play our harp right here. And this has to be done before you finish all the fleas. Because we actually investigate this for the caravan and then we report back with what we found. So definitely just read all that. Make sure you've read that, okay? Now, this is kind of where all the fleas go, and there's a whole bunch of shit that you can do with them. There's like mini games. There's stuff that's associated with the tools. There's wishes. There's the like some of the achievements. All of this is synced in this area, but you have to have played this before you find all the before you find all the fleas. So that's one thing. And then the rest of this room is actually even more important. Let's come all the way to the right here. And get our free craft metal. And then this area, we can't do it right now, but I do want to make sure you guys are aware of it. This room up there, that is tied to the secret ending of the game. Okay, now I'm not going to go too much into it because, you know, I don't want to spoil it. We're not even close to that part. But this whole room, this cave with the fleas and the mini games and the secret ending, there is quite a bit of stuff going on in the crystal cave here. So just remember this area. It's all the way to the right on putrefied ducts. It is very important, and yeah, I guess it's a big room. All right, now let me make sure. Yeah, definitely have read that sign with your needle in. So now we're gonna head back to the slab, but what we want to do before leaving this area is farming the remaining enemies. So I finished the big guys. I finished the little guys, and now I got to farm the 12 more of the little mosquito people. So I'm going to make sure I do that, and I'm going to report back to the bench, farm those, and I'll check in once I've done that at the bench in Putrefied. All right, so I have finished farming the big guy and the mosquitoes and the little alien plants, and so that didn't take too long. I'm back here at the bench, And now it is time to travel back to the slab now that we've gotten the key of apostate and the weaver, the wreath of purity. So with those 2 items, we are good. And now we're going to finish off the slab. We're going to finish farming the enemies in this area if you haven't already. And then also we're going to be opening up the last remaining doors. And then, so yeah, we're going to be farming a lot of stuff here. So just first and foremost, open this door, but don't go through it. I have a reason, okay? Trust me. Just leave it alone. And then just come over here. And just try to farm your, what do you call it? The wish kills. Okay, so I have 9 so far. Just try to farm all of these. These little guys right here are really easy to get the organs done. Alright, so we're making our way back to that bench up here, if you remember where that is. Alright, so we're going to rest here. And now we're going to farm the remaining 35, and then we're going to switch to the flint blade and get those done. Off of this guy right here. I need you to come over here, sir. I'll show you like this, and then I'll show you the flint blade as well. So yeah, I'm at 15, so it doesn't take very long. So I'm going to cut to when I have all 35, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I just finished the shredded organs. It didn't take very long at all. So now we're going to go ahead and swap out. Once you have all 35, we're going to swap it to the, what is it? The flint slate that we picked up in a previous chapter. So that is our next one, and that's going to be for the top one. I can't remember. I guess the seared organs. So it only takes 15. Again, very quick. All you got to do is just activate it, and then it takes 3 hits on these guys. But basically, you're a lot stronger than you would be normally with that. And so you just have to kill them while it's still active. It can't be once the flint slate is gone. So feel free to get all 10 if you want, but I just wanted to show you one, and then I'm gonna finish that in a minute. But definitely have it equipped, and then just be using the flint slate as we see enemies. So like, okay, buddy. So yeah, as I see them, I will just be killing enemies. And there's a reason I had you save that one door, not go in it. So, anyways, we're gonna go all the way up top here. And we're gonna use the key of apostate. This is the last door that we had to unlock. Also, before I do anything, let's see how we're doing. Okay, I gotta farm the big guys, the little guys. We're done with the flies. I still gotta farm the wardens. Alright, so yeah, it's basically whatever the penitent to broodmother are the enemies you need to farm. So we've got that. I just need the warden flies, and then the like prisoner guys. Alright, that's not too bad. So I'll show you where everybody is and all that when we get to the end. I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of it. So now this is a mask shard. So here's how we're gonna play this. We have to pogo off this thing. You can actually just jump straight up to this. I don't know why I did it the hard way, but so I like to go up and to the left, and then pogo, and then off to the right. There we go. Somehow bounce off of that. It's easy if you go like where that the horizontal pathing is. If you go right below it, let the thing pass you, and then double jump over the gear and pogo, and then you can cling grip over here. Anyways, pick this up, and we are just dangerously close to the mask shard trophy. I'll go at the end of this chapter what we have left. We're getting very close. But this room just has the mask shard. Whoops. get all that, and now we're gonna go back to the place we came from. Feel free to get more flint slate kills. Quickly rest here just so I can reset that enemy. Alright, so just keep dropping all the way down. Alright, and I'm gonna go to the left, and then this is why I said save your that door, because then you'll have to come back this way, and this will give you 3 flint slate kills like instantly. There we go. So yeah, so how are we doing on that? So 7, yeah, we're almost done. We should probably rest at the bench here. Alright, so come up here. And there's a guy right below us, so we can go ahead and take him out. So then run up here, hit the lever, and this just opens up back to the middle. So that bench up there is kind of like, you can do that or the one that we rested at if you want a checkpoint. We can quickly go to the right here. There is 2 signs. We're going to come back to this room, but since we're here, I figured I'd show the signs at least. So read those. We'll come back in just a moment to this room. Let's go ahead and use the heretic key here. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do that other room. It's only a memory locket. So right here above the first sign, you can jump up and find a secret room. And watch the boulder. So head to the right here, pick up the memory locket. So now you should have 2 memory lockets. And then we're going to go over here, and this is going to open up a shortcut that I know you were like, gosh, when do we get a shortcut, right? When is it time that we finally get a shortcut? So I'm going to go ahead and just take advantage of that bench and just keep working on the flint slate. Yeah, we're 6 more. Trying to like farm while also killing with the flint slate. Boom. So now, just so you guys are caught up, this room to the right was where we got the memory locket. So now we're going to continue our way down. Alright, so we're not going to go in this door yet. That's for the boss. So now what we're going to do is drop down. And there is a Weaver effigy on this side. Just take it slow in this room. So that floor collapses. And these are shards, by the way. So it's nice because, you know, we're blowing a lot of shards in terms of our farming. Alright, that room just doesn't go anywhere. It's just, you know, as you can see, whatever you call those, spikes, I guess. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you would call those. Those spiky objects. Alright, Weaver effigy. And also a thumbnail, in case you were curious. So let's see. Let's get the right position. Perfect. Alright. Good job on that thumbnail, guys. All right. Uh-huh. And now we're going to go left. And there's actually 2 enemies in here that we're going to need to farm, which fortunately we only need, like, basically we have to kill them and then kill them again, and we're done with the journal entry. And in case you were really wondering, yes, we will take advantage of the flint slate farm, because we're getting close. Yeah, by the time we finish farming them, if I can kill all of them with it. Boom. So yeah, those guys do steal your beads, and then once you kill them, you know, you get it back. But gosh, it's like I'm timing it all. I mean, I'm happy with myself, guys. Anyways, break that floor, and now we're gonna go reset the bench after opening the shortcut here, and we are gonna finish farming those guys before we go and kill the main boss. So just come back up here. We're gonna drop down. Reset at our bench, and then we're gonna go get those 2 enemies again, and that should complete our journal. Boom. That's what I'm talking about, everybody. We got the seared organs done, and we also got that journal entry. So these are basically grindles. That's the only way I know how to explain it. So you needed 4 of them, so we got those done. So that journal entry should be done now. And now, if you would like, you can go reset at the bench, or if you have guts, you can go this way. Alright, yeah. Where it's time to go this way. Now, first of all, we can get a lot of beads here. Now, to the common man, this is all there is in this room. But we're not common, are we? Okay, so you have to go off of this, right? And then jump, and then get that. Some of these bosses are meant for, like, later, in terms of, like, the abilities. But this guy we can definitely get to. I actually really like this boss. I don't think there's anything to the right. Yeah. Don't go left. That's some spikes. Just drop down. Now, before your instincts kick in and you want to start breaking shit, I do want to point out that you can only get this lore right here if you play the item before the boss is, like, killed. Okay, maybe I can do it later. Maybe they updated it. It used to be, in my original notes, you had to play it beforehand. So anyways, I'm sure we'll get it. Not that it's mandatory or anything like that. It's just the spiderweb lore. Let me try it now. Yeah, maybe they just got rid of it or something. Yeah, it wasn't tied to anything. Alright, so this is the boss, and this is the first sinner, so it's kind of the original bad guy of the game. Now he's kind of, I wouldn't want to go as far as saying he's like the pure vessel of this game, but he's not. He's not that hard, first of all, and also in terms of like lore, I just mean he's kind of similar to that guy, I think. In terms of like you know, he's like us, but way more upgraded, if that makes sense. So this guy fights pretty easily. I don't think it's that hard of a fight. I've never died to this boss, so it's not a hard boss to me. Just avoid the lines. It's very similar to the cogwork dancers, where there's like lines and you just have to avoid those, or the unraveled that we fought in Whiteward, like the way that the like spears are coming down constantly. So this guy's very similar to that. His moveset is either he's gonna like run at you like this and you just have to pogo him, or he's gonna jump up in the air and then he does like a diagonal attack, which is basically our diagonal pogo. And then that's pretty much it. And then sometimes you'll see him healing or binding, and you can hit him to stop him from healing. And there's 3 phases, and then he dies, and then there's like a second phase as well, where all it changes is it just gets a little bit more chaotic. But anyways, as for this boss, if you're struggling, I definitely suggest the Threadstorm with the electrical attack. Also, probably I would swap out the compass for like either the memory crystal, the wisp fire, or actually no, I'm sorry, it's yellow, my bad. I would do like the weighted belt, honestly, because we don't need to see where we're going with the compass. But anyways, that's about all I can say. But again, it's not that hard of a fight. Oh yeah, there's our lore. Okay, never mind. I guess maybe they didn't change it. Maybe it's 5 a.m. and I'm just remembering wrong. So this is like Hornet if we went bad. So there's the scramble one. And whenever he goes up in the air like that, then you just want to like go underneath him like that. And then once you get a little bit more confident, hang on. Once you get a little bit more confident, you can start to like dash and try to chase him around the arena, or her around the arena. But don't be greedy. Just get your 1 kill or 1 hit. Oh, as far as healing, the one where he scrambles underneath you, that's the best time. So that one. I always heal like right after I jump over him. And even in phase 2, that'll be a good timing. Alright, I think I've shown everything at this point, so now I'm just going to get a little bit more aggressive. Oh, I jumped, but I didn't jump. Alright, so I didn't get there in time. So it's going to get a little bit faster now, and she'll probably start binding a little bit more. I'm gonna be so upset if I die. I've literally never died in all my practice runs. Okay, let me jump over. there's another phase, so watch out. This one's a little bit more chaotic. Bro. It is not letting me jump over. You're just avoiding the circles, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's gotta be like one more hit. Damn. There we go. I was trying so hard right there. I got very close to dying for one of those hits. I was like, I could not die to this bitch. That is not happening. Anyways, come over here and accept the gift, which is going to be another skill. This is the Rune Rage, I think it's called. Or what is it? Rune something. Hold on. Yeah, Rune Rage. Alright, so you remember these? Little memory never hurt nobody. Okay, maybe it did. Man, you gotta be like all the way up on that, huh? I got him. You saw that, right? You saw him. I got him. You're not supposed to be able to catch him, but I caught him. Take that, game. Team Cherry didn't expect us to be able to catch up. Ooh, I got that one too. You saw it. That's 2. Doesn't mean anything, but like I got him though. Okay. I hope this cutscene answers all your questions on like what happened. I don't think it could be any more clear. I mean, that pretty much I mean, maybe too much information in that cutscene. I don't know, like it's kind of a lot. I don't know why they're so surprised that somebody called the first sinner is going to be lying. All right, so this one's similar to our silk or our thread storm, but it's those circle runes that we fought in the phase 2 of that fight. Those little circles, that's what it is. But it works very similar to our thread storm. So you can decide if you like thread storm or that one better. I personally, I've been using thread storm this whole time. I have no plans on stopping, but in terms of that thread storm, or in terms of the rune rage, it is good. Definitely good. I'll use it specific moments, but otherwise not really. So we're gonna come out here. And you should, if you've been following, you have the seared organs done and the shredded organs. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna head back up to that very top bench and we're gonna farm the remaining things. And then what you wanna do is look at your, I'll show you once I get up there, it'll be easier to go over it. So what you want to do is, first of all, equip, I'm going to go back with Redstorm. You can do this if you like. I can't show it, I don't have enough silk, but anyways, it's similar. Now we're going to equip the long pin if you've finished the other two. The long pin is the last one that we need for, I believe it's 10. Yeah, 10. Okay, so also what we need to do before we leave this area, our two things left are going to be to kill the 10 enemies with the long pin, and then we also need to complete our hunter journal. So it's right after this. Okay, so I need to get this guy. This guy is basically the penitent all the way through until the brood mother. So I'm gonna kill my 3 wardens and the like ring neck guys or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll show you a good spot if you're missing those as well. Obviously you got the guy that is right there that we just passed. You should probably be done with him. But if you come to the left right here, this is a good spot for, if you stand like right here, this is a good spot for the long pin and just in general. But for me, it's going to help me farm the thing. So you'll see we got a skewered organ. But there's one right here, and then if you stand about right here, you can get that other guy. So, and then there's... So if you have all the hunter's journal done, then that's just a good spot to farm. So what I do is I just get those 3, I go back to the bench, and then I just reset and repeat. So that's definitely an option. For those guys, and then let's see. So that'll show you where to get those guys. We already know for sure the little flies and the bigger fly. You've seen those for sure. That's on the way to the bench. And then we already killed the boss. The warden flies are at the very top. If you remember, it's like the very, very top. So just somehow get up to the very top. It's the right side going from like that tunnel that goes to the top right corner. If you follow that up again, that's an easy way to get up there, but that's probably your best place for the warden flies, which I'll go in a minute, but I'll show you before I'll cut to it. But right now I'm just gonna farm the last couple body organ things here and get my journal as well, and then I'll quickly show the warden fly before we leave, just in case you also need that. So I'm gonna cut to when I'm done with the organs here. Okay, so I finished farming the skewered organs, and then I just put my plasmium file back on. And then, so yeah, we should have all 3 of these are in gold now. And then as far as the enemies, I've got the warden flies left, but otherwise I have finished out all of them except for one, which I'm going to get on the way. So let's go wrap that up real quick, and then I'll show you where to get for the warden. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, we can go this way. You should just remember this area. It wasn't that far back in the walkthrough that we came this direction. And it's nice now that we have our fade down cloak, because now we just don't take cold damage. Lets us actually like think about what we're doing. So there should be enough up here to get, in case you didn't, I'll point out the item in case you were, you were running too much or something, like, you might have missed this item over here. Whoa there. Anyways, yeah, I'll show this item right here. It's on the very top left. So right here, there's like a, I think it's rosary beads off the top of my head. But I know I showed it in our walkthrough, but in case you were freezing to death and you ran by it, or maybe you didn't see this chapter, make sure you grab that item as well. So now I'm done with the farming here. So you should have from Penitent to Broodmother. And then we finished the putrefied duct area as well. So you should have all the enemies from there at the moment. In like, you know, the Act 2 enemies. All of the slab is now complete. Except for... Yeah, hang on, I'll drop down. Make sure we got that room. Yeah, okay. I just need to go all the way down. What did I not open? Let me figure this out real quick. I think we've already been here, but... Okay, sorry. I was looking at the place on the map there where my character is. I remember what happened. You can only get there if you came from Coral Chambers and opened it up. That'd be like the normal way, but we got kidnapped. So we can go. You can go back and see that area of the map if you'd like. It's just you know, to be like on this side. Basically, there's a lever that opens this up. So I'll make sure I open that at some random point, but it's not important. We've already got all the items. So we're gonna go back to the Bellway. Because now we've farmed the enemies and we have completed the Brood Feast wish. So that's all we really mattered, or really that mattered. And then let me get my notes. All right, cool. So now we're going to go back to the... actually, you know what? Hold on. Before we go anywhere, I'm sorry, guys. My notes had like closed out on me, so I was trying to load that. But go over here, and we're just going to go ahead and redeem those 2 memories lockets we got, because that'll complete our stuff. So now you'll see every memory slot so far has been redeemed. Okay, so if you've been following, you should have every single thing. I'm sticking with the Wanderer crest, but we still have 2 more crests to go, but that will get us very close to being done with Eva and all of that. Which is a trophy. So I just want to make sure we have that while we do. And now we're going to head back to the putrefied ducts to turn in our wish. And then we're going to go work on the great taste of pharloom. Make sure you rest at this bench in case you die or something. Again, we're just dropping all the way down. Even further down. Here's your stuff. So give over the organs, because why not? Unless you like them, you know, then you can keep them.
Mi offende? Da, finestra. Buenera.
This person's a talker. But anyways, you'll get the long claw. And then just make sure you exhaust the dialogue after that. There we go. Now the long claw is really good. If you were a Hollow Knight fan, you'll remember why this is so good. But it doesn't it's not as hardcore as like it was in Hollow Knight, in my opinion, but it allows you to have better range. So now if you equip it, our blade is just like an extra little distance out. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to keep the weave light on. I will, however... No, I'll keep the compass because you're going to want to know where I'm going in a minute here. But yeah, definitely, it's a good tool to have. You know, it's good for certain circumstances. But yeah, if you were a Hollow Knight fan, you remember how like crucial that tool was. So now we're just heading back to that bench. Still can't escape these guys, even though we're done with this area for now. Still can't get away. Okay, now we are going to go to Greymoor, and you need to have 480, yeah, 480 beads. If you don't have 480, which you should, if you haven't died and stuff, we have plenty of enemies at this point to be able to do this. This is a kind of an interesting thing. Actually, I'm gonna get my hunter's journal. Again, just be farming those enemies every time you like run by anything that you might not have. It's best to do it now instead of having to like backtrack. If you know, at least do it while you're already here. But yeah, come over here to the halfway home. Make sure we rest, and then this guy's gonna offer you a vintage wine, basically. So there you go, vintage nectar for 480. Definitely say yes. It's a ripoff, but you know, we get to be fancy. So, but unfortunately, it's in the wine cellar, and we have to go get the wine cellar. And I'm sure nothing at all will go wrong. I'm sure nothing ever goes wrong in the cellar. Anyways, drop down here, kill out the little mice. My worst nightmare. Ooh, nice. See, that's what I mean. We got that journal entry. God, those scissor guys. I skipped like almost all of them. No wonder. I need like 18. That's crazy. Alright, now make sure you're all healed up before you hit this item here. And when you're ready, it's going to spawn in Hunter's March. Also, just for the sake of like Easter eggs or whatever, you might not have seen this before, but do you notice that the little enemies, the little ants carry the bodies of the fallen soldiers back to the hive? They carry it all the way over here and then they take it underground. I just think it's really cool that they collect all the little pieces, all the little bones, like when you break them apart. Just a cool little detail I didn't notice initially. I pointed it out for other items, but I didn't realize it was bodies too. So anyways, I think it's cool. Ooh, nice. I got journal entry right there too. Exciting stuff. So definitely make sure all your heals, because you earn silk so fast, especially with that weave light. So try to have you know, your heals all the way, because we're about to have to fight a big guy. Where are you going, dude? Alright, so now it's going to spawn in the second wave. So just don't drop all the way down, because then that big guy will spawn. Man, that guy was not dying. As soon as I get a heal, I hit it. That way I don't waste any extra silk. Alright, now this guy's gonna spawn in. He's gonna knock the bridge out. So So now it's just, this is the best platform. Oh yeah, and you can go ahead and kill this guy too. That way you got everybody taken care of. And then what I like to do is just jump over here. Dang. I wonder if I can hit him underneath there. Oh, you gotta be quick. Yeah, there we go. So I guess if you really needed to heal, you could do that. You could run, go back. You know, it's tough, but damn. Yeah, it's not that easy. God damn. I need like just a little bit of silk here. I'm like one hit. Oh. Finally. My goodness. Boom. Not my finest work, but you know, I didn't want to die. All right, guys, take him back. Go home. Take him with you. I think it's a cool little detail. I bet it's fun to work for Team Cherry. I bet they just like sit around. They're like, what kind of silly thing do we want to do? Oh yeah, sorry. We got to get the item. Forgot we never actually picked it up. So this is going to be a vintage nectar, which we need for the taste of pharloom. And yeah, so we're almost done with that wish. If you die, by the way, the cellar will be closed, and you'll have to talk to Krieg once again, and then he'll open the door again. So yeah, if you die, you'll spawn, just talk to him, he'll open it up, and you can just start over. So once you get up here, go talk to Nu, if she's here. If not, you know, it's fine. But sometimes she'll be here, and she'll just tell you, like, keep up the good work. So nothing major there. It doesn't progress her quest or anything like that. So, yeah, now we're going to head back to, let's see. Yeah, we're going to go to Bellheart now. And this is going to be probably the hardest run sequence you've ever done. This is a challenging run back. I'm not going to lie. You can only do it now at this stage of the game, or later, because you have to have had the entire Citadel opened up where we're going. You also have to have all the abilities, and you have to be like, you know, like upgraded and shit, in terms of like the anklet. You need like the anklets and all that stuff. So this is a challenging little delivery run. It's the courier, but make sure you rest at this bench. That's important. And then as far as, yeah, we'll come back here. Okay. So we are going to go, make sure you rest at that bench, because if you fail this, which you probably will, you'll be able to quit and reload your save file back to the bench there. Or if you fail, you know, you can reload. Because we're about to go basically from Bellheart through Shellwood, up to the Blasted Steps, up to the Grand Gate, through the Citadel Spa, up and around, and then to that dining room area, right where Coral Chambers is on the map is. It's like a couple rooms up. So we have to deliver something all the way from there, and you can't get hit. And, you know, it's the parkour section of Blasted Steps and all of that. And if you get hit, you fail. So we are going to be doing the Courier's Rasher, definitely one of the more difficult deliveries in this game. Fun fact, though, it syncs up exactly with Final Countdown. The amount of time it takes you to do this, it's the exact amount of seconds that that song happens. So, and it fits perfectly by like the pacing of the song. It's almost like they planned this around that song. So I heavily encourage you to maybe Bluetooth that in your headphones or whatever while you're doing this, and it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. But anyways, except the Courier's Rasher, I'm not gonna have nearly enough time to like really go into depth here. So if you're struggling with this, a couple of suggestions I would make is, maybe rewind and just memorize the path, memorize when to jump, where to jump, how to jump. And I'm gonna try my best to showcase everything for this run the ideal way. And then as far as if you're really, really struggling, then maybe kill the enemies in the pathing so that you don't have to like respawn enemies. Like, so that way you're not worried about the people hitting you or anything. Because you can't take damage, you can't rest at benches, you can't fast travel, you have to be perfect, okay? Otherwise you're not making it. Also, in terms of the loadout, quickly show it's what we're running basically. We want the anklets 100%, you want the ascendance grip 100%, and the rest of it's kind of doesn't matter, but that's the bare bones. So I'm gonna do my best here. This will be good practice for the 5-hour speed run for some of you. If you don't think you're capable of the 5-hour speed run, then just, take it one step at a time, Like, I'm not gonna... This walkthrough is to get everybody to platinum, no matter what skill level you're at. So don't worry, it's not gonna be as bad as you might think. It's not easy, but we're gonna make it easier. So cut through that shortcut right there. And then go under on this one. Go under on this enemy. And then jump. You'll see in the corner there, our berry is ticking down on the timer. So you can kind of compare like where I'm at with the time and make sure you have a similar progression on the berry. We're gonna use every bit of shortcuts on this area now that we have all the abilities. Go up the wall, over, jump to that one, up, and then couple more. And then go up this wall all the way to the top corner, and then you can go up and over. Back to this wall. Now this enemy's tricky here. So I like to jump and then hit the cling. Otherwise you'll kind of just jump right into it. And then to the left. And then just gonna big jump right there. And then up the wall, hit that, you're good to go. That's the hard part. Remember our fleas? There's our new one, Vogue or whatever. And there's a couple of spots in here where the enemies can be a little bit tricky. So go to the right here, go up, go over, go to the left, get that one to pop up, go up here, again to the left, and then up and over. Now watch this, the blades. You're going right here, go up and over, and then up and over. That's one of the trickier spots. If you get hit, it spawns one of those like guys that sucks your silk. So try not to get hit at all. Plus you might not make it with timer. As you can see, we're halfway. So go to the left here with the Ventrica station, and then up. One more, and then the secret room that we've opened here. Keep going up. Watch the enemies that are going to be in this next room. Head to the right. It's those enemies. Go up. And then deliver it to this guy. And you should have, you know, a good amount of time there. If you're perfect. That was like a perfect run, right? So that tells you if I had gotten hit, we would have probably not made it. If you're perfect, you'll still have like maybe a segment or two on the timer. But that run is not as easy as it might seem. Just get good at the tricky spots. Like I said, you can kill enemies and then do the run. But now we're just turning in not only our delivery, but all of the ingredients that we've collected for the Taste of Pharloom wish. But you definitely want to do the Courier's Rasher as the end of the wish. Oh, hello, Gordon Ramsay. The Great Taste of Pharloom. All right. Looks like he enjoyed it. Nice. And then this is our reward, Pale Oil, aka upgrade fuel. So go ahead and just talk to him, exhaust his dialogue, give him a little pat on the back. Good job, buddy. And now, as you see, we have completed the Great Taste of Pharloom. It's somewhere in there. It doesn't really matter. But we have our Pale Oil. So now what I'm going to do is, our last bench we had was in Bellheart. So we're just going to save and quit and get back to that bench quickly. All right, so I'm back in Bellheart here. We have, you know, a good bit of beads here. But before I do anything, we're going to go ahead. You can talk to them. Oh, if they're ever facing away, you can just hit them and they'll turn back around. Okay, so now you'll see the couriers is gone. We'll work on the other ones when it's time. But just let them know that you delivered it. And now we're going to turn in our Weaver effigy that we picked up in this chapter. Yeah, sure, I'll give it to him. I'll give you one. So we're getting pretty close on the relics here, so not bad, not bad. She's so demanding, that NPC. I come over here to the upgrade station where we're going to talk to Pliny, who, again, I'm pretty sure he'll never betray us. So we need 450 on the beads. So that is why I'm just going to pop like one thing. You should have enough. I tried to do all the missions in this chapter in order so that you could get beads by the time you get there. The only way you would fail that, I suppose, is if you didn't make it to your cocoon. But either way, 450, you can get it now, or you can farm it, you know, in the meantime. Somehow upgrade your weapon with the Pale Oil. And this is the second, or it's the second to last upgrade. We have one more upgrade to go. But this is the final normal upgrade, if you will. There is the late game, like, the secret act. If you guys don't know, like, Act 2 is kind of the end of the game. And then there's another act that takes you even further, and there's a lot more challenges, there's extra items. It's kind of like post-game ending, but it's the true ending. And if you do everything right, you can unlock several different endings. And that's where some of these hidden trophies are and all of that. And so this ending, or this upgrade that we just did, is kind of like the last upgrade, if you will. And you'll see that our blade now is gold. So this is like enough to, you know, beat the game with, basically. So we are pretty close. But we aren't satisfied with pretty close. We want to be dangerously close. Anyways, turn in your memoriam stuff. You'll see that we've added the stew items and all the other ingredients that we collected, as well as our organs. We got to keep one for ourselves. Exciting. So turn in all those items, and then we're going to go to bed. So that is going to wrap up chapter 17 of this walkthrough. Hornet's nice and tired after that huge marathon we ran. But yes, I will see you guys in chapter 18, where we are going to go back to the main story path. So, you know, this whole time we've been exploring all the different areas. We still have huge biowater area. That's this entire missing section right here. But more importantly, we have the two main mission icons right here. So next chapter, we will be continuing that and also making our way into the high halls and a couple secret bosses and things like that. So we'll be setting ourselves up to basically finish Act 2 in the next, if I had to guess, I think I'll break it into 2, maybe 3 videos or 2.5 videos, and we should be done with Act 2, all the stuff. And then we'll start prepping for the Act 3, because before we finish Act 2, we're going to do a lot of stuff like farming. We're going to finish out our journal. We're going to get all the items. That's going to be the, like, kind of your point of no return. So if I had to guess, I think I'm going to break it into 2 chapters. We'll finish out the game. We'll get to that point of no return. And before we go and finish the boss and all that, we're going to spend probably a chapter going over all the items. And then I'll just let you guys farm it at whatever pace it is for you. So that's kind of my plan at the moment. It might be 2 or 3 videos, something like that. But again, next chapter, definitely the storyline. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.